Welcome back, friends, to the new session of the Serving One. So, in the today's session, we are going to see the correspondingly block contouring project, how it is to be conducted, what are the terms that we should know. Okay, myself, Nitish Arun Mohite, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering of Bharati Vidyapit's College of Engineering, Kolhapur, and I have completed my master's degree in engineering in civil structures. Okay, so in the today's session, we are going to see of the block contouring projects. That is nothing but what are the prerequisites of block contouring project. Okay, then what are the instruments required for conducting the block contouring project. Then what is the field procedure. Okay, so in which there are certain steps, that is marking center line by direct ranging process, then grid formation, that is by offsetting, then fly leveling, it is to be done from the temporary benchmark up to the starting point of the project, then taking and noting down the staff readings. Okay, check leveling, taking bearing of center line of grid, then RL calculations, drawing sheet of block contouring project in which grid formation is to be done to a suitable scale, then interpolation of contours, and final drawing sheet. Okay, but out of that, correspondingly, we are going to see the first introduction, that is the field procedure, what we are supposed to do. Okay, that is what are the prerequisites before conducting the block contouring projects, then what are the instruments required, and what is the field procedure of block contouring projects, that we are going to see. So that when we will know this all these terms, then we will have a field procedure, and then we can go for drawing the sheet. So we will see one by one. So starting with the first point, that is prerequisites of block contouring projects. So prerequisites of block contouring project means what? Correspondingly, the person who is going to conduct this block contouring project should know what do you mean by contour, first of all. Okay, so in general we can call it as the contour is nothing but a line joining equal elevations. Okay, so it generally it can be called as a contour line or simply as a contour. Okay, again, this block contouring project is a indirect method of project, indirect method of contouring project. Okay, process. So basically there are two methods in which the drawing sheet is been drawn on the drawing, which is called as direct ranging process. Okay, direct contouring process. And indirect contouring means correspondingly the field process is being carried out, in which correspondingly RLs are being taken, the staff readings are being taken of the grid which has been formed. Okay, by keeping the staff at each of the point, taking the staff, calculating the RL, and by doing the interpolation, it has been drawn. Okay, that is the indirect. Okay, after coming to the office, we will drawing the sheet to a suitable scale. So this is nothing but the block contouring, that is indirect contouring method. Okay, also again, with that the person should know what are the different terms, that is nothing but contour interval, what do you mean by contour interval, horizontal equivalent, what is the object of preparing this or conducting this block contouring project. Okay, then what are the uses of contour map, what are the different characteristics of contours. Okay, this should be known. Okay, before, because after drawing we should get an rough idea what the project which was been conducted, what is the nature of the ground, whether it is matching to that or not. That we should just tell it. Okay, so that is nothing but dealing with the prerequisites of block contouring project. Moving to the next point, that is what are the instruments required. So auto level with tripod stand, then ranging rods, leveling staff, prismatic compass, open cross staff, arrows, measuring tape, etc. Okay, so this is nothing but the auto level, then correspondingly leveling staff, open cross staff, measuring tape. Okay, so auto level will be required for taking the RLs, which will be mounted over the tripod stand, ranging rods for ranging the process, for offsetting process, leveling staff for taking the readings of the level difference, then prismatic compass for measuring the center line bearing, then open cross staff for offsetting, arrows for marking the points on the ground, and measuring tape, that is correspondingly measuring the distance between each of the point. Okay, whether it is accurate or not. So and correspondingly cheats are also required so that we can know the point which on which we are going to keep the level staff and take the reading. Okay, so these are the instruments required for conducting the said block contouring project. Okay, next. Okay, so now we will move correspondingly what is the how the field procedure is to be carried out. First step is nothing but center line marking by the direct ranging process. Then grid formation will be done and chits will be kept. Then fly leveling is supposed to be done from a randomly chosen benchmark. Then taking and noting down the staff readings of every point of the grid. Then check leveling. Okay, and taking bearing of the center line of the grid. So this is the actual field procedure which we are going to see. Okay, so we'll see one by one field procedure. So when we will visit the site, okay, correspondingly a person will be standing at C0 position, okay, and here the ranging rod will be placed and a cheat named as C0 will be placed, and a person at a random far distance apart, the second ranging rod will be kept. Okay, so C0 will be kept here, and at random distance we are not going to first of all measure what is the distance. At random any of the position the ranging rod will be placed. Okay, and then by ranging process, direct ranging process, intermediate points will be marked. Okay, and chits will be placed, that is initially it is C0, then by measuring the distance having an interval of 10 meter. Okay, so actually block contouring project we will be having a center line distance of 100 meters. On the left hand side it will be 50 meters and on the right hand side it will be 50 meters. Okay, the correspondingly offsetting distance or the size of each of the square will be 10 meters by 10 meters. Okay, so basically first we'll mark the center line by direct ranging process, in which correspondingly the intermediate points will be marked. Okay, by direct ranging process. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so this is the first C0. Okay, and at a far distance, okay, the last ranging order will be placed, and in order to mark the intermediate points, okay, so the person another carrying a ranging rod will be coming at the center, okay, in a line, and correspondingly having the sign conventions whether to move on the left hand side or the right hand side. Okay, the intermediate points will be marked. Okay, so this is the point. Okay, in the line, and corresponding second person also you can see is coming in the line. Okay, so this is nothing but the direct ranging process. So in this way you will be marking the center line of the project, that is of the block contouring. So that is C0 up to C100. Okay, so at a distance of 10 meters equal interval, okay, you will be inserting the peg. Okay, so initially it is C0, then C10, C20, 30. So C indicates center line. Okay, so So at a distance of 10 meter, you will be inserting the peg along with the cheat named as C0, C10, 20 up to C100. So last will be C100. So like this, we'll mark the center line by direct ranging process. Next is nothing but grid formations and cheat skipping. So by keeping the said our open cross off, okay, at C0, the ranging rod will be fixed at C100. A person carrying a ranging rod will be standing on the left hand side and a second person at a right hand side. Okay, so this is my left hand side, this is my right hand side. Okay, so one person will be bisecting the ranging rod which is been kept at C100. Okay, and at a simultaneously a person who is standing here on the other side will be bisecting the person who is carrying the ranging rod on the left hand side. And as previously shown in the video, that correspondingly by using the sign conventions to move in the left hand and right hand direction, okay, the person will be moving in the left hand right hand direction so that it makes an angle here 90-degree. Okay, similarly other person carrying a ranging rod will be here. Okay, and correspondingly the person who is standing here will bisect first of all the C100 ranging rod, and the person who is standing here will guide the person who is carrying the ranging rod to move in the left hand or right direction, so that again it makes an 90-degree angle with the C100 line. Okay, so correspondingly now the tape will be opened and the cheats will be placed at a distance of 10 meters regular interval, so which will be having named as C0, L10, C0, L20, C0, L30, C0, L40, and last C0, L50. Okay, on the left hand side, and correspondingly on the right hand side it will be C0, R10, C0, R20, C0, R30, C0, R40, and C0, R50. So C0 means chain is 0 and L10 means correspondingly at a distance of 10 meters on the left hand side. So C0, L10, correspondingly C0, L20 means at a chain is 0, it will be having a left distance 20 meter from chain is 0. Correspondingly C0, R10 will be corresponding at a chain is 0 on the right hand side 10 meters. So like this, the grid formations and corresponding cheats will be kept at regular intervals. So first, when first line will be completed, then it will be moved to the second line. Correspondingly, again, the person who is standing with the ranging rod here will be coming at the further position, and second person who is carrying the ranging rod will be coming on the further position. So likewise, again, first of all, C100 ranging rod will be bisected, and correspondingly the person carrying a ranging rod on the left and right hand side will be conveyed using the sign conventions, so that again they can make an angle 90-degree. Okay, so like this the grid formation will be done and sheets will be kept at regular intervals. Okay, so now what is the use of keeping these sheets? Okay, so whenever we are going to take the staff readings, okay, as the ground is of total 100 meters by 100 meters block size. Okay, so total distance or the block size is 100 meters by 100 meters. So each block will be of 10 meters by 10 meters. So we should know that at which position the person is standing along with the relieving staff. So for that purpose, we are going to keep these sheets. Now, after forming the grid, okay, now we will be doing the fly layering. Okay, so now correspondingly with the help of a randomly chosen temporary benchmark will be chosen. Okay, from which corresponding fly layering will be conducted. So fly layering is nothing but just shifting the temporary benchmark up to the starting point of your project. So in which correspondingly backside and foresight readings only are being taken. So the instrument will be set up, all the temporary adjustments will be conducted, and so here will be the your suppose this is the your C0, that is starting point of project. So from this temporary benchmark up to the C0, the fly layering will be conducted, only in which the backside and foresight readings will be conducted. Okay, next, now after having the fly layering, we will reach to the site at which we are supposed to take the RLs of each of the points. Okay, so we are supposed to take the RLs of staff readings of each of these points on which the cheats are being kept. Okay, so they will be noted down in the this observation table, so in which corresponding backside BS, IS, FS are been done. Okay, correspondingly whether you are going to do the calculation with the help of correlation plane method or rise and fall method. Okay, reduce level, whenever there will be change point, we will be writing the remark. Okay, so center, left, right. Okay, so C naught will be the center, then correspondingly L10, L20, L30, L40, L50, then R10, 20, 30, 40, 50, likewise we will be covering. Okay, and at each of the page end you will be having a arithmetical check you are supposed to do while doing the calculation, but on the field it is not required because we are going by indirect method of contouring process. Okay, so whatever the readings are being seen on the staff, that will be noted down of every point of the grid on this observation table. Now after this, now at the last we will be having the reading of C100 R50 or C100 L50. So correspondingly we should not lift the instrument or pack up the instrument because we are supposed to close the control project. Okay, so it means what, we are going to do the process of leveling, that is nothing but check leveling, in which the last, from the last point again up to the starting point which we have chosen, that was nothing but temporary benchmark. Up to that again we will be doing the leveling operation in which BSFS readings only will be taken. Okay, and finally we will be seeing that with the reference of this only we have calculated the RLs of all these points, and at last when we were doing the check leveling, it should come out to be that was nothing but initially which was been chosen. Suppose I am taking the RL of this TBM initially as 500 meter, with respect to that only I am going to calculate the RLs of all these points. Okay, then after from the last point when I am going to do the leveling operation, that is check leveling, and I am reaching to the temporary benchmark, at the last also it should be same, that is 500 meter. Okay, that is nothing but check leveling. And after taking all this process, finally we will be keeping the prismatic compass at C naught. Okay, we'll bisect the ranging rod which is been kept at C100. Okay, and measure the bearing of the center line of the grid, that is center line of the block contouring project, which will be required in order to mark this magnetic bearing. Okay, so that was correspondingly field procedure. Now we will move towards correspondingly on the field how the actual process is being carried out. Okay, so as discussed in the video, okay, in the PPT, so first of all we will be marking the center alignment or center line of the block contouring project. So here you have seen the C0 point which was been marked here, at which the ranging rod is been placed. Now we'll open the tape after doing the direct ranging process. Okay, so all the intermediate points are been marked. Okay, so you can see here all the persons are standing with the ranging rod at the intermediate points, and the tape is open along that correspondingly face of the ranging rod. Okay, so now as discussed that we are going to place the cheats at a regular interval of 10 meters because the size of the block is over 10 meters by 10 meters. So the cheat named as C10 is been placed at a distance of 10 meters. So as I told that C stands for center and 10 means distance 10 meter along the center line. Okay, so that was the C10. Now we will move to the other distance, that is total 20 meters from C0. Okay, so other cheat is been kept, that is C20 named. Okay, then again moving further, that is at a regular interval of 10 meters we will go on keeping the said cheats. So other cheat will be named as C30. Okay, so that is C30. Then again moving further, that will be nothing but C40. Okay, again moving further at a distance of 10 meter, that will be nothing but C50. That is C50 cheat. Again moving further, okay, at a distance of 10 meter, that will be nothing but C60. So likewise we are supposed to go on keeping the cheats up to C100. So this is nothing but the C60. Okay, so this is the C90, and the last point we will be marking, okay, that is nothing but our C100. Okay, so now after aligning the center line of the said project, we will be offsetting and keeping the cheats at uh, interval of 10 meters on the left hand side and that of right hand side by offsetting. So here you can see a person is bisecting the ranging rod which has been kept at the C100, and a person standing on the other side will guide the person carrying the ranging rod so that it can make an angle of 90 degree with the help of or with respect to C100. So here you can see he is giving the sign conventions to move in the left direction or in the right hand direction. So right now it is 90 degree angle. So now correspondingly from this, the open cross staff is been just kept at C0. So now the tape will be opened, and as I told you, correspondingly the cheats will be kept at 10 meters regular interval. Okay, so at the C0 correspondingly the cheat will be of C0 which has been kept earlier. So now at a distance of respective 10 meters the cheats will be kept. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so we are moving further to get a distance of 10 meter. So here we are getting the distance of 10 meter. Okay, so here will be corresponding, this is the left hand side, so that will be nothing but C0 L10. So that is chain is 0 on the left hand side at a distance of 10 meters, that is nothing but C0 L10. Other will be C0 L20, because from C0, that is from center point, we are moving at a distance of 20 meter on the left hand side. Similarly it will be C0 L30. Okay, so this is C0 L30. Correspondingly moving further it will be C0 L40, and last it will be C0 L50. So on the left hand side from the center chainage it will be 50 meters on the left hand side, and correspondingly on the right hand side it will be again 50 meters. So this is nothing but C0 L50. So again now we are going to bisect the center ranging rod, that is C100, and other person carrying the ranging rod will be standing on the right hand side. Okay, so here you can see the person is standing. Okay, so again giving the sign conventions to move in the left hand direction or in the right hand direction, correspondingly the person is moving. Okay, so now as it is having a perpendicular angle, that is 90 degree with respect to the C100. Okay, so the tape will be opened, and as we have done the offsetting or placed the cheats correspondingly at a regular interval of 10 meters, similarly the cheats will be kept on the right hand side at a regular interval of 10 meters. So on the right hand side, that is it will be C0 R10. Okay, correspondingly, so here you can see this is nothing but C0 R10, that is at a chainage of 0 distance 10 meters on the right hand side. Next it will be C0 R20, then correspondingly C0 R30. Okay, then again moving further, so this process will be carried out up to C naught or 50, because our total length or the size of the block containing is 100 meters by 100 meters. So out of which we have kept the center point at 0. On the left hand side it is 50 meters and the right hand side it is 50 meters. So total distance is correspondingly 100 meters length, and the total center distance it is 100. So correspondingly it is 100 by 100 meters block. Okay. So same procedure will be carried out for the further lines, that is C10, C20, C30 and so on up to C100. Okay, so now after doing the grid formation, we will move further for temporary adjustment of level in order to carry out the fly leveling operation. Okay, so in which we will first open the tripod legs at a suitable height, spread it, okay, equally in the firm ground, take the auto level from the box, fix it with the help of the wing nut. Okay, so now after fitting the auto level over the tripod stand with the help of the wing nut, by keeping the two legs firm in the ground and moving the third leg inside outside, so right now here you can see a bubble is not at the center. So as this is the auto level, so in this case we are going to first of all check all the foot screws are at the center or not. Okay, after confirming that all the foot screws are at the center, then we are going to keep the two legs firm in the ground and move the third leg inside outside, clockwise anti-clockwise, and by keeping the telescope parallel to the two foot screws, move the only two foot screws inside outside, that is clockwise anti-clockwise, and in the same position just move the remaining third foot screw and bring the bubble at the center of its run, as the bubble is a circular bubble tube. Okay, so here you can see in the mirror that the bubble is at the center. Okay, so now the bubble is at the center, here you can see. Now we will move to the fly leveling operation. So correspondingly fly leveling is nothing but correspondingly in order to connect the benchmark to the starting point of the alignment of the project, we are conducting this fly leveling. Okay, so the person you can see there is standing with the fly leveling, standing with the leveling staff. Okay, so I'm going to bisect it. Okay, so in this only the BS and FS readings will be taken, that is backside and foresight, that will be written in the observation table. Okay, so that is of the temporary benchmark backside. Now I will just change over the position of the said telescope and bisect the second leveling staff. Okay, so in order to join the said or connect the benchmark to the starting point of the project, that is my block controlling project. So now here you can see the person is standing along with the leveling staff. So I have bisected, so this reading will be written in the foresight reading on the second row. Okay, now again now I am going to shift the instrument, but the position of the leveling staff will remain intact same. Okay, of which we have taken the foresight reading. Now again we are going to do the temporary adjustment or select a suitable position from which the correspondingly the foresight reading which we have taken, that will be seen. Okay, and after having proper temporary adjustment, okay, we are going to take the staff reading. Okay, so now after having the bubble at the center, okay, I am going to bisect the staff. Okay, the only person who was standing for the taking the reading foresight, on that only I have taken the back side. So finally we are going to take the foresight reading to the starting point of the project. Okay, so now we are going to start taking the staff readings of the grid points of each and every point
that we have placed on the ground, that is of the C0, L10, C0, L20, C0, L30, 40, 50. Okay, so correspondingly right now the staff reading which I was taken during the fly reeling, it was of C0. Okay, so now further the staff reading will be taken of C0, L10, that will be written in the observation table. Then C0, L20. Okay, so you can see here the person handling the telescope is bisecting the correspondingly leveling staff which is kept at respective point of the grid of the block contouring. Okay, and that it has been written in the observation table in the respective columns of BS, IS and FS. Okay, so likewise we are going to take the staff reading. Okay, so now as correspondingly you can see here, so the care is to be taken that you are supposed to tell the point of which you are taken the staff reading to the persons who are going to write it in the said observation table. Okay, so that is the last point of the first line, that is C not L50. Okay, so now the reading is been taken. Now the persons carrying the leveling staff will be shifted to the right hand side for taking the staff readings of the first line only of the chain edge 0 on the right hand side. Okay, so this is the person standing on the C naught R10. Okay, so it has been bisected using the auto level and correspondingly it has been entered. Okay, so after completing that staff reading the person will move. Okay, then the person standing on the said C0 R20 will be bisected and the staff reading will be taken. Okay, then correspondingly C0 R30, it has been bisected. First of all you are supposed to focus it, take the staff reading, enter it in the observation table, then C0 R40. Okay, and correspondingly and of the last point C0 R50. So the person has moved to the last point C0 R50. Okay, so like this we have covered the first line. Okay, that is of the chain edge 0. Now after taking the readings of the first points, okay, of the chain edge 0, the persons are moving to the next line, that is of the chain edge having 10, that is C10, R10, C10, R20, R30, R40 up to C10, R50. Okay, so now I have bisected correspondingly of the staff reading C10, then it will be bisected to the C10, R10, then C10, R20. Okay, so it has been bisected and correspondingly written in the observation table. Okay, so after completing that person will shift to the next position carrying the leveling staff. Okay, now it has been seen that the person who is standing at the extreme end point, okay, was not able to be visible from the auto level. Okay, when it was supposed to be bisected, as correspondingly there is an depression. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, now in this case what we are going to do? Okay, so we are going to shift the instrument position, that is nothing but we are going to take the change point. Okay, so the correspondingly the last reading which we have taken, that will be entered in the FS, and the reading which I am going to take it of the same point, that will be entered in the BS. Okay, now we are going to again select a position from where maximum number of points can be visible in order to take the staff readings. Okay, got it. So likewise again I have done all the temporary adjustments of the auto level, that is bringing the bubble at the center. Okay, that is leveling operation I have carried out. Now I have bisected the said staff. Okay, and again correspondingly that is to be written on the back side as there was a change point. According to that we are supposed to write down the remark. CP1, CP2, in short we can call it as. Okay, so likewise we are supposed to go on taking the staff readings of each and every grid points. Okay, so in this way we are going to conduct the correspondingly staff reading. Okay, and after all taking the readings of all the grid points, we are going to carry out the check leveling process. Okay, that is nothing but from the end point. Suppose that was the last point, it was nothing but C100 R50. Okay, so from that point we are going to do the check leveling, so in which we are going to check whatever the work we have done with the reference of the said TBM. Okay, up to that TBM we are going to carry out the same process again, in which we are going to take only the backside and foresight reading. That is nothing but the same process likewise of the fly leveling which we have carried out at the initial stage while starting with the said calculation of RLs with the help of or reference of the TBM. So right now I have changed the position of my instrument. So same I am going to carry out the process, that is taking the backside and foresight reading from the last point of my project, that is correspondingly C100 R50 up to the temporary benchmark. So it is nothing but irrespective of distance, directly are going to note it down in the observation table in the correspondingly backside and foresight column. Okay, so this process we are going to carry out. Okay, so here you can see correspondingly we are taking the staff reading. Okay, so after taking the staff reading, again we are going to shift the position of the instrument. Okay, that is nothing but correspondingly change point. Okay, so now I have shifted the instrument. The position, the person carrying the leveling staff is only changing the face of the leveling staff. Okay, but he is not moving from that position. Why? Because we are going to take the correspondingly reading of the same position. Okay, so from previously station we are going to take the reading of that foresight, and right now after shifting the instrument, okay, and after doing the all the temporary adjustment, so I am going to take the staff reading, that will be nothing but again backside, okay, of the same station, of the same staff station. Okay, so I have bisected that staff, and finally we are going to bisect the correspondingly temporary benchmark, okay, with respect to which we have started our project. So here you can see this is nothing but the TBM. So in this way we are going to conduct the check leveling. Okay, now at the final we are going to measure the magnetic bearing of the center line, that is we are going to keep the said prismatic compass over the C0 and correspondingly bisect the ranging rod which has been kept at C100. Okay, and measure the magnetic bearing of the said center line. Okay, so with the help of releasing the plumb bob, okay, from the prismatic compass, we are going to check it whether it is exactly located over that C0 or not. Okay, so we are going to adjust it with the help of the tripod legs. Okay, so when it will be correspondingly or exactly over that C0, we are going to bisect the C100, that is the ranging rod which is placed at C100, okay, through the eyepiece, and correspondingly whatever is the reading that we are going to see there, that we are going to note it down, and we are going to correspondingly draw the sketch in the final drawing sheet representing.